a lot of retirement communities that were going up in our area, and they were walled communities. And once the seniors were in that walled community, they felt a security from something. And then I started to realize that the security seemed to be from young people. The seniors were seeing an aspect of children that I, as a teacher, didn't think was very fair. And so things that were on television and in the newspaper that would hit the headlines were never really showing children in their very best light. So as a result of that, I thought, well, immersion might be the answer. And a person who I knew well had just purchased a seniors home, and I phoned them and asked if there would be a possibility that I could bring the children over. So I went over to her facility, and the first thing was to find a place to house our class. And then we went outside, and there was a chapel. I could see the potential. I could see that we could make something out of this.
Well, at first when I figured out that I was going to be going to a seniors home, like, you think seniors as kind of boring people who just sit down, relax, and don't really care about anything.
It might be a bit boring that we just sit there and go, I think we kind of thought it was going to be a break from school. So I don't think we were looking forward to it because of the seniors. I think we were just looking forward to being out of the classroom.
I thought that we weren't going to have any homework at all. We were just going to sit there in the chapel having fun and just talk with the seniors the whole entire day.
One of the challenges of this project is taking the lives of the seniors and bringing the lives of the children and what they have as expectations from their school and so forth together, to meld them together so there's little friction and a lot of opportunities for building stronger understandings and relationships.
Alrighty, starting now.
And so I've tried to have the actual instructional time in the math and whatever it happens to be I'm instructing in that day, the very first part of the morning.
Okay, here we go.
Well, my first impression when we walked in, it was actually pretty amazing to see like the joy of some of the seniors' faces. Like, their faces just lit up when they saw us. I think about the first week, you were kind of confused, like, where to go and everything, but she gave us, like, the exact times that where we should be, and we basically just had to follow it. And as the weeks went on, it got a lot easier.
In the morning, the children can sign up, and we generally have 2, sometimes 3 children who will go to visit a senior. You have to be careful, too, that you don't overwhelm the senior with too many people suddenly coming to them.
Well, you kind of have to get them going because they are very shy and kind of scared of us old people, I guess. And I don't know why, but that's what it is, I guess. It takes them a while to get used to us.
It's funny because some of the seniors, they'll get this feeling when the children come that they have to babysit them, and they'll get very worried and say, well, I'm not sure how I should take care of you. And so it's quite interesting to watch the children negotiate with them and say, well, actually, no, you don't have to take care of us. We're here to just visit. And they'll go, just visit?
I don't think you've been in the store yet, have you?
Which story?
My little store.
It's really interesting because they'll notice different things about how one senior maybe tires more easily than another. They notice some really interesting things between senior couples that we will deal with.
Today's date.
I can't watch over all the children because they're in different venues. They sometimes in pairs will go with the seniors to their rooms and do little jobs for them, or they'll go to the library, and there's absolutely no way that I can be monitoring that.
Pieces of butter. If there's only one person at the table.
And I don't expect to be monitoring that. I don't think that that's my job. My job is to help the children understand exactly what the expectations are, and then in that gap between what the expectations are and trying to achieve them is personal responsibility.
And I felt like they kind of trusted us to set the table because even though it seems so little, it's kind of huge to be asked to like do something like that. And you didn't have to have any supervisors. Like, the supervisor was like somebody from your class. Like, it wasn't an adult, it was us. That was cool.
I think it took a week or two to really settle into to the program, both the seniors and the kids. In the end, things really developed to the point where I was, surprised. And I can bring one activity as an example to that when we did the Play-Doh and clay activity.
Yeah, this could be fit.
And I couldn't believe how many people, residents who will not come to my own programs and who rarely participate in other things, making silly dough creations with kids, and the room was packed. Again, overwhelmed, but in a positive way. It was like they were just suddenly, it all clicked, and they were here with the kids and enjoying having fun, and it really hit me that day that this program's possible, and it does take work, but it can happen, and it can be a real magical thing.
And it's nice when we get to know them, and then they write us nice notes and cards and that sort of thing, and start looking at us like we're people.
They have a lot in common with you. Like, they love to play games with you. They love to just sit down and talk. They love to knit and play the piano, and it was just the best experience. I love that activity.
When I started this project, it started as a very grassroots thing, and I'm a great believer in grassroots. And I think that by making small differences in many places that you can make big differences. What I did not anticipate was how big of a difference this has made. I never in my wildest dreams would have 6 years ago realized that we would have had such phenomenal success in this project. I now see that this is the texture of the society and the community that I think we're starting to lose. And if this is a small way to capture that connectedness of generations in our society, everything that we have done to this point is just worth so much.
We all want to build community. We know it's really important. Many of us are doing it with little field trips to get different age groups or culture groups together and interact. Sharon McKenzie is doing it with her i2i Meadows project in a big way, where she's 5 weeks at a time, and then again later for I think 3 weeks. And then other activities where they interact, where the students really get to know the seniors and vice versa, and they really connect, and they're really building community to such a strong degree. You can't beat it.
Pretty smart little girl.
Even without Sharon being on site as instructor, teacher, she has certainly laid the groundwork for this to be repeated here with other teachers from Kidston School or in another situation entirely.
Good morning, senior friends. My name is Matthew.
I think that everybody took a little bit of something from this, from the i2i Meadows. Like, it's not just a seniors home, like it's a place where we can be ourselves and talk with friends.
Thank you. Bye for now.
That was very hard to say goodbye to all the seniors, and it was just kind of like, we're leaving, like this is for sure. The whole experience with the seniors is just amazing. Like, you thought like this was gonna be kind of boring because you're with elderly people and you weren't really sure what was gonna happen, but nearing the end, it's just amazing, like the connection that you have with them. They know you, they know who you are. They're not just seniors, like they're your friends.